Previously on Reality Quest. Just for a bit. Either knocked out or dead. Which, I don't. I'm back on. Oh! Yep, that took a second attempt.
Well then, Quinn, since you challenged me and have failed, you are now my personal puppet across the multiverse. You will of course make enemies along the way. You are allowed to make friends, but remember, when I am free, it will all be over. Have fun. Until we meet again, your quest is my reality.
My experiment's happening, but I don't know if it's gonna work or not. Crystal, refused. You can feel it? Okay. Let's see. Fused, but not fully. Haha! It worked. Partially, though. Crystals aren't fully attached to each other. Kinda work. Need to check the stability of the crystals. They aren't fully merged back, but maybe I merged them as close as I can while keeping it stable. At least you won't be talking to yourself anymore with me here. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess. Can you see how stable the crystals are? They aren't fully reattached, but not as much. They aren't fully reattached to each other, but at least they are holding each other together. I'll have to figure out a proper fix for this soon. Much better fix, but this looks like it's good enough for now. Looks like each of the crystals grew a bunch of tiny roots, and rooted themselves into each other. I would recommend it looks like the crystals literally grew extensions and grew into each other. That isn't like lightning, that looks like actual crystal veins. It's like the crystals reattached themselves by growing veins. If any chromatics know how to repair this mess, it is the Red Steves. I don't know where to find any. It looks like the crystals just grew a bunch of veins until the veins grew into each other. Neither do I. They're extremely hard to locate. Pretty sure we didn't locate any Red Steves unless that Red Steve is infected with darkness.
Hey, you okay? I saw some lightning over here.
It's fine. And if there are the Red Steves, they are most likely in hiding. Yeah. With the red crystal chunk, we could you could attempt homing in on the red crystal and see if you can use that to ping some Red Steves. It says the crystals are made out of that Steve type. So theoretically you could use the red crystal shard in this conglomeration mess to ping the closest Red Steve. Right, Shadow Sword?
So what did your machine do?
Nothing you need to. I should be able to. Nothing you need to worry about, little green one. But you can do whatever you want with the machine now.
Yo. Can you go feed my pigs that are at the farm real quick? Alright, clean
Yes.
up whatever you did here. Thanks.
I'm just gonna have to rely on you for abilities, because I don't want to rely on the crystal. Maybe in like a couple days or a few weeks, we could try again and see if we can get any better results. But I don't know. That green Steve is odd. Oh my god. What the? What? Huh? Huh? That is a lot of pigs. How can one green Steve do all this? I don't know, Shadow Sword. I do not know. Ooh. That. You felt that too, right, Sword? This is worse than the darkness. That is not worse than what darkness has done. Uh-oh. Yeah, you felt that too, right, Shadow Sword? That was a lot of darkness. What just happened? Steve was mentioning
I'm
earlier.
back.
Well, you mean the Nightmare Steve? Okay. Yeah, what about this world's Nightmare Steve? Not Nightmare Steve. Then what other Steve? The only Steve I remember you mentioning is Nightmare. There's a Steve that can bend time and space. What? A time manipulation Steve. Oh, okay. Most know that as Time Steve. Oh, wait, yeah, I was talking to him earlier. Well, talked to him earlier before I tried to use you to sense the darkness in the area. I'm assuming you were frozen, though. I wasn't, but probably you were, since you had a conscious mind. You spoke to him? He showed up and warned me that if I changed the timeline for the worst, he would come to kill me. Or at least seriously harm me or imprison me. Oh. And when we entered here, we started a ripple effect in the timeline. Once the timeline stabilizes and it isn't how it anywhere near how it was supposed to play out before, and it's way worse, he's gonna come after us. I mean me, but technically us, since you're my weapon. You're currently my weapon. I can sense something in a distance. What do you sense? Darkness gathering. Oh, that's not good. Where?
Hey, why is there a big black guy again?
Tell me which direction while I'm giant one? What? Wait, are you over by where the machine is? Oh, the machine's gone. That was a lot. Okay, that was an explosion over here. Wait, in the village?
My machine! What happened?
Where is the Darkness Beast? Or Army of Darkness drones? Darkness detected. Where? Where, Shadow Sword? You could trap the beasts, then you can tame them. And then we could start building a mini army of Darkness Beasts.
My pigs,
There's an
no!
issue. Where?
My pigs are dying, how?
It's... Beneath? Like, in the water? Like our world. underneath the overworld. What is the realm of darkness? Below the overworld is the void. The darkness is basically in its own pocket. Something's going on in. I'm sensing a lot of darkness there. Underneath the world?
Could he be talking about the end?
Yes.
In the end?
Underneath the overworld? No, underneath the overworld is the world below. The world physically exists in the same dimension as the overworld, but whoever's in the world below area can't get out of the world below area. Why is there
What if
so
somebody
much
made a
blank ground
portal?
here? Portal wouldn't work. Darkness is more in its own pocket dimension. Error. I've never heard you say that. That is new, Shadow Sword. What's the error? What's wrong? What is wrong, Shadow Sword?